Hi everybody, it is Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I am here with a little bit of a signed book collection from NoVa this weekend. Let's jump right into it. So on Saturday, today is Sunday, on Saturday yesterday, I went to NoVa, which is a teen book festival in Northern Virginia. I drove about 2.5 hours there. The way home was about 3 hours and 15 minutes because there was crazy traffic. I don't know why on a Saturday night at 7 o'clock, but I got up around 5:30, did a face and makeup, went out there. I don't think I took a single picture out there at all, which is unfortunate, but okay. Met the lovely, amazing Chelsea Palmer, met some fantastic book friends and subscribers, and I ran into somebody who knew me only from Instagram stories, which was really, really cool. So it was a great time. I got to sit in on amazing panels. NoVa had amazing authors. They had Jennifer L. Armentrout, Tracy Banghart, Sarah Barron, Libba Bray, Anna Bright, Cindy Williams-Chima, Danielle Clayton, L.M. Elliott, Mia Garcia, Heidi Helig, Olivia Heinenball, E.K. Johnston, Christina June, Ariel Kaplan, Catherine Locke, Alex London, Sarah Glenn Marsh, Lisa Maxwell, L.L. McKinney, Mark Shiro, Emily X.R. Pan, Kevin Panetta, Ben Philippe, Carmen Rodriguez, Kristen Simmons, Lindsay Smith, Jessica Spotswood, Nick Stone, who didn't actually make it, Robin Talley, Katie Upperman, and Jeff Zentner. So I went there with a couple of books. They originally had emailed and said 5 books only, and then they said you can have more, just not more than 5 books per author per line. This was my first official festival outside of BookCon. Everything was organized so well. The event was so nicely put together. I was really impressed by all of it. The panels were fantastic and fun. The environment was really chill. They had food trucks there for lunch, even though I went off campus for lunch. And I was able to get all the books that I took with me signed. I'm a little bit bummed I didn't bring my Luxe bind-ups because I figured Jennifer L. Armentrout was going to be swamped, and she was not. I really limited what I brought to ones that I thought would be like easier to get through the lines for. You know, that's the only thing that kind of bummed me out about it because the signing lines went really quickly. Like I would have been able to get her stuff signed, no problem, but it's all right. So let's jump into everything that I actually got signed. So first up, and I think I still have my little post-it notes and everything, I got Bloom by Kevin Panetta signed. You guys know that I had an ARC for this. It got super glitchy, and then I ordered the final copy to Julie and then Kevin Panetta. So he was on the panel for building friendships and writing friend groups within books. And it was really cool. Jeff Zentner was also on that panel because you guys know that he writes a lot of really great friend groups. And hearing him talk about this was really sweet and really cool. And I really enjoyed this graphic novel, so I was excited to bring this one and get this one signed. Then I had the amazing Catherine Locke, who wrote The Girl with the Red Balloon. I do not have The Spy with the Red Balloon yet. This one was gifted to me by Madeline from Novel Inc. And I read this in time to go and get it signed. And it says, "For Julie, be a sponge," and then she signed it. She did see that it was annotated and took a picture of like the book with all the tabs, and then she asked if she could flip through and look at some of my annotations and different things that I found exciting or important within the book. And then I think she actually even took a picture for her editor because there were certain lines that I guess her editor said were too repetitive, but then they were ones that I underlined and really loved. And so she like snapped a picture for her editor, which was really sweet, really cool little interaction. She was very, very nice. And that was just an amazing experience. And then my last paperback that I got signed was actually The Diviners by Libba Bray. Libba Bray was a keynote speaker. Her line was by far the longest and the only one that I actually had to wait in. Every other signing line was maybe 2 people ahead of me. This one had a significant line and it went really slow because Libba Bray sat and spoke to everybody that came up and took pictures with anybody who wanted pictures and was just absolutely phenomenal and warm and caring and amazing, and I didn't even mind waiting because she was so fantastic. And during her keynote, she was talking about the life lessons that she learned. Some of them were humorous, some of them were incredibly heartwarming and touching and amazing. I teared up at a couple different points because she was talking about depression and how important people are, and if you're feeling dark, like, just stay with us. Like, it was very, very nice. But one of them was also, don't drop acid and go watch Alien, which is a valid point. You probably shouldn't do that. And she was talking about her and another friend and how their friend dynamic worked. And so when I got up to the line, she said, "Thank you so much for waiting in line. Did you have fun today?" And I said, "I had a great time. You know, thank you so much for asking." And honestly, the line was fine because I spent the whole time considering, like, I know where you guys fall in your friend group, but like, if I were to enter your friend group, where would I fall as the girl who, after you tell her not to drop acid and watch the Alien, just wants to go drop acid and watch Alien? Because, like, that's my, like, not contradictory self, but just like, they said I shouldn't do it, so now I want to do it. She was like, "Oh, no, no, no. You could drop acid. Just don't watch Alien." She was like, "There's other ones." She was like, "I would like maybe Yellow Submarine, but that's kind of like redundant because they were already on acid." So I was like, "Across the Universe?" And she was like, "That's a good one. Roll with that one." She was hilarious. Very, very sweet. And in the Diviners, there's really no other way to sign it except for Julie, you are the cat's meow, which is just classic. That's amazing. And such an Evie thing to say. So that was really lovely. And again, I didn't see her in any other panels. I think she did do one on world building and I didn't make it to it, but the keynote was amazing. It was really, really well done. The Astonishing Color of After by Emily XR Pan signed, and she was just an absolute sweetheart, like genuinely adorable, and said that she had hair envy for my purple hair, and I said that's fine, I've got dress envy, because she was wearing like this vintagey looking dinosaur dress. It was adorable. So we had a little chat because there was nobody in line behind me and I could, but I also pointed out that I'm only like not far into this. Like I still have a bookmark in this at page 43. So she was like, "That's fine. I don't want you rushing through my book." So that was really, really nice. And she had this amazing art print there that I'll show you up closer. But this girl, she had 2 different colored pens. And so she wrote in one, signed in one, and then this amazing crane stamp. It says, "Julie, believing is a type of magic," and then her signature and this crane. She said also that she loved the book of the months that were coming in. And then this was a little card that she had on her table to take, which I also thought was just gorgeous. I was happy to have that and talk to her, and she was just absolutely adorable. And I considered not taking that. Like, that was one of the ones that was like on my iffy pile. Like, if they're only gonna let me do 5, do I want to bring that too? And then the morning of, I added it in, and I'm really glad that I did, because she was on 2 different panels that I actually saw, and she was just adorable. And I was really excited to be able to see her. And then I picked up one book there, and it's The Birds, the Bees, You and Me, and this one is by Olivia Heinbaugh. I know I'm getting that wrong. Here's the thing. I had never heard of this book. I'd never heard of this author, and then I saw her on the first panel, which was Stand Up and Stand Out, about people that like want to see change in their world and are kind of activists within their worlds. And this one sounded so good. So it's about a girl who ends up being almost like a sex ed teacher for her classmates. I'm going to read the bio because I honestly, just hearing her talk about it, I wanted to read this because it just excited me, and it's a funnier contemporary, but it's about something really serious, which is like the lack of decent sexual education in our society and like normalizing talking about this kind of stuff. So I'm all here for it. 17-year-old Lacey Burke feels like the last person on the planet who should be giving out sex advice. For starters, she's never even kissed anyone, and she hates breaking the rules up until now. She's been a straight-A student, music geek who no one even notices. All she cares about is jamming out with her best friends, Theo and Avita. But then everything changes. When Lacey sees firsthand how much damage her school's abstinence-only sex ed curriculum can do, she decides to take a stand and start dispensing wisdom and contraception to anyone who seeks her out in the girls' restroom. Meanwhile, things with Theo have become complicated, and soon Lacey is not just keeping everyone else's secret, but her own as well. These amazing sanitary napkin, like pad enamel pins and condom enamel pins, which I did grab one of. I'm going to show you the signature in a second, but like, how cute is this little condom packet pin? Like, it was really adorable. And she had her husband and 3 kids, I think, had gotten there by the time I got to her line in the signing. And her little boy was sitting there, and she was telling me that at her launch for this book, he had like a little blazer covered in all of these enamel pins. It was so sweet. She was really down to earth, really, really cool. And just hearing her talk about this book, I really wanted to grab it. And it says, "Julie, rock on, Olivia." really neat, and the only one that I felt like super compelled to purchase while I was actually there. Anger is a Gift by Mark Oshiro, who I had met by proxy at BookCon and then bought a signed copy. So it was already signed by the time I went, and I figured, oh, I'll get it personalized. This was another one that I added on the morning of because I was like, oh, it's already signed. I don't need it to get personalized. I haven't actually read it yet. I started to, and then I didn't get further into it. What am I, on page 37? So this one hadn't been finished yet. But I knew from seeing Mark interact with Natasha how amazing he was and how down to earth he was. And then I saw him on 2 different panels and he was just adorable. So there was nobody behind me in his line either. So we got to talk a little bit, and I had mentioned, he goes, oh, it's already signed. I said, I picked up a signed copy at BookCon. I just didn't have it when I met you to have it personalized. And I said, I actually met you when you signed the very first book. Like, you were recognized by my friend Natasha, who had like vibrant orange hair. And he goes, oh my gosh, yes. And he like put the book down and sat back and like closed his eyes and smiled and just kind of like reminisced on it. It was really, really sweet. And he goes, all right. He's like, you get something special. And we were talking about BookCon and the rest of his book tour and what he was doing. And he will be at BookCon and BEA, or I don't know about BEA, but I'm pretty sure. And he will be on panels at BookCon this year, which he's really excited about. So we were discussing things, and he goes, you're going to get 2 different signatures. I said, that's fine with me. He signed in the front and said, Julie, you are magical. Never forget, anger is a gift. And then the prior signature was already here. And then he like kind of paged through the book a little bit, and then he goes, you know what, why not? And he flipped to the very back of the book and signed the back spine, and then told me that he's never signed it back there before. So that's the first time he had done that, which was kind of cool. So Natasha had the first book that anybody ever stopped him to sign, and I've got the first book he ever signed on the back of the spine, or the back of the book. So that was pretty neat. And he's just an absolute gem of a human being. Like, he's actually just kind of the coolest, most down-to-earth, sweetest dude you'll ever meet. So if you ever have a chance to meet him, definitely go and meet him. And then my last books, surprise, surprise, no one, are The Serpent King and Goodbye Days by Jeff Sentner. And while I was there, I actually returned the traveling arc of Rain and Delilah. So Rain and Delilah's Midnight Matinee came to me, and then it went out to Chelsea Palmer and, oh God, I'm going to forget everybody's names. It went to Sydney and Amber and Rosie and Allie and Melanie, and was supposed to go to Chelsea, but she got an arc and read it before that. Anyway, everybody read it and annotated it and put their little notes in there, and I was supposed to mail it back to him, but I got it back not too far before going to NoVa Teen yesterday, so I figured it would be cooler if I could just like present it to him and give it to him, which he was pretty stoked about, and like flipped through it and was kind of excited about that. And then he signed my books, and that was it. So I do have my annotated and tabbed up Serpent King, which was my original Owlcrate book, and he signed it the way I've seen him sign kind of all the other ones for this particular book. Like, most authors have a little saying they put with all of their books, and for him it's to Julie, walk into the bright morning, Jeff Sentner, and then he gave the Rain and Delilah bookmark, which I did not buy while I was there or get signed. And then Goodbye Days, which I also love by him. And again, this is his like normal signing thing. It says to Julie, tell a good story. And Jeff Sentner with another bookmark. Overall, just one of the most amazing days. It was a long one. I got there, again, I think around 9:40, but I left here at 7:15. Got up a lot earlier than that. And then I got home around 10 o'clock at night. So it was a crazy long day. I don't regret it. I don't regret a single thing. It was really, really cool. It was at a high school. It was mellow. It was organized. It was so much different than BookCon, which is my only other experience with like a festival or like large gathering of book people. And it was my first time ever actually going up to an author and saying hello or speaking to them or getting something signed. And I get it now. It's not a big deal. It was super chill, really, really cool, not awkward at all. If I can talk about dropping acid with Libba Bray, I'm pretty sure you could also go up to a signing and just say hello to an author. So if you're nervous about it, trust me, my anxiety was like at an all-time high. I was like, I gotta drive 2.5 hours by myself down somewhere I don't know where I'm going, haven't been there before, and I went alone. I knew I was meeting Chelsea from Chelsea Palmer, so I knew I was gonna have like a book buddy at least there. But I didn't know anything about the festival. Like I didn't know anything about NoVa Teen. I hadn't been before. Chelsea had and said it was really chill and organized, and I was like, okay, whew, I'm good. But I was still nervous. Like I was genuinely nervous. I don't get nervous very often anymore in life, so it's weird when I reach a situation where I have to push through anxiety like that or like uncertainty like that. I'm really glad I did. I had a fantastic time. Absolutely worth it. And I have amazing personalized signed books now to remember the day by. And yeah, so how many? I had 4 here and 4 here, so I got 8 books signed and personalized. By all means, I could have had a ton more, but I have no regrets. It was absolutely phenomenal. So NoVa Teen was a success. That's my little like story about the day. If you're considering going to a book festival event slash something in your area or an author signing in your area and you're like, I'm gonna be too awkward, it's gonna be really, really weird. Seriously, don't worry about it. We're all book people. We're all like a little bit nerdy and awkward at times. We all have our faces buried in books more times than not. We all get it. Those authors were readers just like you. Like, just go and do it. That's it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to give me a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye, guys.